this was my face.
Like, I'm going and getting paid however much money, and there's nothing for me to do but twiddle my thumbs and kind of look.
And I was like, Subway, that's gross. Like, who fucks with Subway? But then.
We don't have supplies in the office. My coworker, cleaning supplies it is. Well, I had asked her, we don't get Lysol wipes around here. She was like, I'll buy some stuff and we'll keep it in our drawer. So yesterday, supervisor comes in, there's stuff in said drawer. She was like, supervisor, can I take the stuff out this drawer? It's someone's food, it looks old, can I throw it out? He was like, yeah, it's not mine. Is it anyone else's? No, no. He ends up throwing it. He throws it out. That was Wednesday. Yesterday, she brings in said supplies. We wipe down her desk. We're happy. She's like, this is where the stuff will be. There's also some Kleenex in there and something else she had brought. And I was like, cool, thank you. Do you want some money? No, no, it's good. I was like, well, I can put some stuff in the drawer from time to time as well. She was like, cool. Fast forward to today, go in. I happen to see the wipes on her desk. I didn't really think anything of it. I just observed the wipes were on her desk. Observation, no other thought about it, kept it moving. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm actually late, clocked in 2 minutes late. So notice the wipes, whatever. The supervisor comes in, he's about to go to lunch. He's walking past her and he's about to leave out the door and he was like, oh, I found these wipes, so you guys are welcome to use them if you want.
I looked at her. This was my face. You see my face.
I looked at her like, this was my face. Because he couldn't see my face. I found these wipes. You guys are welcome to use them if you like. I'm gonna sit that right there. So that explains why the wipes were on her desk this morning. Because the shit she had bought for our little drawer was in a bag, like a Target bag, whatever. Not only did he trifle through the bag and find the wipes, he used them, claimed he found them, and left them out. You didn't even put them back where you found them if you did find them. You didn't even put them back where you found them, and you left them on her desk. So not only did you use them or whatever, you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna sit them on her desk. Secondly, how do you not put two and two together? That worries me that the supervisor did not think, well, Shanice did say, oh, I want to use the drawer for stuff. He's the one that threw the shit out. And then the next day you discover a bag full of supplies, wipes, Kleenex, but shit he didn't buy that was in a bag that came from somewhere, but he found these wipes and we're welcome to use them. We looked at each other. I held it in, but as soon as that door closed and he left, I hollered. She was pissed. So she was like, now I gotta take the shit home because I was like, well, just say something to him. And she was like, no, because it's not going to come out right because I don't like people touching my things. He knows he didn't buy them. He knows he didn't find them. So what the fuck are you touching? Yeah. It's like, who does that though? Crazy, right? Workplace pet peeves? Got any?
The fact that he didn't put two and two together, like.
I mean, and really on his way out to lunch and, oh yeah, there's these, I found these wipes here and you're welcome to use them. I'm like, what the fuck is it? How do you find supplies? Like, it was already a thing that we didn't have any wipes. So why did you think you just found some?
Could it be that maybe he went back into the drawer thinking, oh, let me make sure we got everything?
That is a possibility.
That was my thought process. That is just a hapless thing that he was like, because she said he didn't go in the drawer before. They had the bag that they found out the drawer. So I'm just thinking the next day he's like, let me see what's in this drawer. And he opens it up and he's like, oh, in addition to these old ass snacks, I found something useful. So it is hilarious, but I think coworker should have just, I think it was very innocent, his thought process. So I think she should have just told him, I just bought that yesterday because we've been talking about keeping some
I would have said it.
So I don't know. She was like, I guess she was like, she would have went 0 to 100.
To me, it was just a dumbass thing. Like, it was hilarious, but it's like, really, like, no one knows unless you ask. But then to offer it up as if like, I felt this, it just fell out the ceiling. And
but that was a nice gesture for him to offer it because if you're coming from where he's coming from, like, oh my God, look at this. then he's actually being
the good guy.
because he's like, guys, everybody could use this. Look what I found. You know what I mean? So he's just on he's on some Christopher Columbus shit, but
Yes.
it's coming from
Oh,
he's coming from the positive. He's
That
coming from a
was-
positive place.
it was just, it was fucking hilarious. I couldn't believe it. It's so, how often does it happen someone at work is offering you your own shit? Like, I wanted to say something for her, but I was holding him in laugh, so I couldn't get anything out.
I bought that shit last night.
Yeah, well, they
And then they
already
would've
allow a
talked to me
little
about
bit of
cussing at
cursing.
work.
No. Anyway, do you have any work pet peeves?
Food was a huge issue. And one of my supervisors, somebody ate his pizza that was in the refrigerator, and he sent an email, like mass email, to all of the Department of Probation, like the whole department. And it was comical. It was funny, but he was being funny, but he was being serious.
Yeah.
But there were always rumors of certain staff, oh, don't leave nothing around here because she'll eat your stuff. Or there was a lot of weird workplace stuff that would happen. I don't understand the eating of somebody else's food. I can't relate to that.
Like, where's my lunch? Like, if I'm in the fridge, period, I'm looking for my shit. Fuck what else is going on. It's not
No, some people go in the refrigerator just to see what's there that they could take because they need something.
That's terrible.
So there was a refrigerator at our job, and people would get their lunch stolen all the time. So our team had a little mini fridge because we didn't want to be a part of this.
That's so trifling. How you gonna take
Right?
food, their sustenance for the day? This is what the meal they've allotted to get through their fucking 8 hours, and someone's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, man, that kind of
Or
stuff.
it would be stuff about somebody's been using my soy milk, and it's like, I mean,
nobody wants your soy milk.
Yeah, nothing is safe at work.
It seems like a very common thing among all the workplaces. It's a weird human phenomenon.
People like to take shit. My pet peeve is when sometimes people will go to lunch. You could go to lunch with your team, that's cool. Sometimes it's just you and your clique. Sometimes literally like everybody would get invited to a lunch, like maybe 3 or 4 different teams minus our team. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And yes, we were an outcast little team at work. I don't know why.
Y'all was the mean girls? Or?
No, we were nice. So that, I don't know if that qualifies as just extreme cliquism. You know what I mean?
Okay, well.
And I don't play about not getting invited to a lunch. If it's just y'all and y'all team, but if you're going to invite 97% of the department, it's like.
That's obvious and rude.
Like, it's rude.
Relationships. I don't know if it's just my man. Whenever he's going through something internally, it manifests. It's like it's radiating off of his body, his face, his frown. It's very oppressive too. That becomes heavy for me when somebody else is going through it because I want to do something to help change that energy. It's a downer. It brings me down. There's something going on with him. I believe that he is frustrated with himself because he hasn't been going to the gym. He's frustrated with work because he doesn't feel useful. There's nothing to do at work, which most people would think is like the dream job. Like, I'm going and getting paid however much money, and there's nothing for me to do but twiddle my thumbs and kind of look like I'm doing something. This man doesn't like that. Anywho, I have been a little just kind of down and feeling low because of the fact that my man is feeling that way, and there's nothing I can do. Does this happen to other women? Do other women care? Some people might be like, well, that's his junk, that's not affecting me. I don't like that energy in my house. That was a very long-winded way of saying, do other women experience that when their man or their partner is going through something? Does that affect you and the household? And if so, how do you navigate through that? And it's not that he's running around here treating me bad or talking bad or doing bad things. The energy, the aura, the demeanor, the countenance. So yeah.
I don't want to cut nobody off, so.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't know. Well, I can relate on both levels because I can be a downer, or at least used to be. I'm still capable of being a downer in my household if I want to be. I haven't been lately, but I've usually been the downer in the relationship. Not a good feeling for the person who is the downer because they know they're bringing the other person down, and there's really kind of nothing you can do about it because you're in your own feelings in your own way, so you can't move out of somebody else's way. Sometimes my significant other is the downer, and his problem is he don't even speak about it. Like at least when I was a downer, it'd be like, "You don't do this, and this is bad." At least there's a reason to my shit. Like, yeah, ask him what's wrong. Nothing. But you're acting like it's something, and don't make me think I'm crazy. It's hard, but it is normal. I think it's both people in a relationship are not going to be both on the same level of happy or the same level of sad. Some of them be happy, some of them be sad. It's part of the balance, but I guess it's finding the balance, like finding the person who's a downer you can deal with, you know. I don't know, but you know, it's not abnormal. People deal with it differently. Yeah, and it's hard to fake the funk as well. Like even if he wanted to pretend to be happy in your presence, so he's not bringing you down. He would know that he's being phony, and that would probably piss you off. Like he thinks he's fooling me, you know, whatever. So it's hard to fake the funk too, and it's hard because you guys are both like really like spiritual in line with oneself. So you would think he would take your positive advances like, oh, I see what she's doing. Let me jump on this positive board. She right, she right. So I think it's more frustrating because that's not happening.
Oftentimes, yeah, like he's very good at taking my feedback or whatever, listening to my encouraging words. But sometimes it's just a deeper thing, and
it's like transference of energy.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's frustrating when you can't as easily transfer positive energy sometimes as you can transfer gloominess.
Yeah, and it's a tricky line because you don't want to just be like all fake and bubbly or trying to do too much. It's just a tricky balance of trying to not be too much and still be supportive, or trying to give what your partner needs, but just knowing that it's beyond what you can do. It's not something that you can control. Do you ever experience that, TT?
James is like a kind of a very positive person, which is maybe I'm the gloomy one, which is frustrating for me because he's not a dweller. I like to dwell. He doesn't do that. But what he'll do more so is he gets like on a hype about something. So when he's up or when he's got an idea or something he's really excited about, then he's got this awesome energy. And sometimes I wish he would be able to harness that energy into different areas, but he only gets that energy about what he's fucking with, what he's on a hype about. And I wish, I'm like, hey, could you take that bomb ass energy, that productive ass energy, and apply it to our relationship? Yeah. Like, that's my thing. So sometimes when I see him with this energy, I'm like, ooh, that would be useful. Or I don't see you like this too much. Can you bring some of that? Like over, I got somewhere I want to plug that in, and it doesn't really work like that. So, but how convenient.
But this is why it speaks to your theory that we probably gonna get into another day. TT has a theory, y'all. Telling you. Yeah, I think it's too much.
I find out what we're talking about. We'll let you know.
I don't know if this will make our blah blah report, but it's true blah blah. I'm home lonely because James is at work, and I'm already feeling sad and blue because I'm lonely. And I'm also on Instagram scrolling, and I was just reading this totally stupid post, and it said, I've been ordering the same Subway sandwich since 2012. That's true loyalty or whatever. And I was like, Subway, that's gross. Like, who fucks with Subway? But then it started sounding very good to me because I'm not actually hungry, but I'm bored and misty blue. So I'm going to Subway to get a tuna sandwich. I feel like tuna is a safe thing to get at Subway, on Italian urban cheese bread, and that's just the end of my story. This polo is just entitled Misty Blue Subway. Can anyone relate to this? Can anyone relate to
Tanny.
Lanny likes Subway. True blah blah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, this is probably one we go to the pack.